What would you like to know?
Okay, hi.
Hi.
I'm
He says hi too. For me. Keep it down. Keep it down.
Okay.
Sorry.
In one episode of Gilmore Girls,
Yes.
you are all watching Pippi Longstocking, if you remember.
I do. That was
Okay.
years ago.
Yeah. And I'm Swedish, and that movie is originally Swedish. That's why I'm asking if you ever seen it. The whole movie.
Yes, I have. I have seen Pippi Longstocking. I did. I watched it when I was a kid. I'll admit it.
I missed all of that.
I watched it
When my mic went dead, I just didn't care.
when he doesn't have a mic, he like.
Or it might have been when I heard Gilmore Girls, then I stopped caring.
He shut off. But I have seen Pippi Longstocking. I do remember that episode. But when we were watching it, we were just looking at a blank screen, and we had to pretend that we were watching it because they weren't allowed to show parts of it. There's a lot of things that you see in a television show. For instance, the music we use, or the music we don't use, or the television shows that we're watching, or there's an episode where Sam and Dean are watching a football game, and it's Christmas, and we're gonna like have. Okay. But
There we go, we're back.
now it works. But you can't. The big football league.
Test 1, 2, test. Hello, Barcelona. Everybody, is this, are we good? Audio levels good? Check. Check. Okay. That's the professional way to do that. Then there's the unprofessional way.
But yeah, you're not allowed to watch certain things. We weren't really allowed to watch NFL football. We had to watch a different game. So that's one of the other things. Talking about like jumping through hoops when you know the outcome, when you know the destiny. You're trying to not sell into it too much, but still be aware. When you're watching shows. Thank you. Gracias.
So our water angel.
It's a water angel. Yeah. But sorry, I went off on a tangent. But yeah, I have seen the movie. That was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have a mic over there? We do. That's
Hi.
Hi.
Do you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Nice to meet you. My name is Ajax. I come from Basque Country, north of Spain.
Oh, nice to see you.
My question is for Jensen. I still
Boo!
sorry.
It's okay, I'll drink some water.
Jensen, I still remember your role of Jason in the third season of Smallville, okay? And my question is, how's the experience of... You are so funny. And my question is about how's the experience of work with Tom Welling and Kristen Crowe?
On Smallville,
Yeah.
because that's the only time I worked with them. It was great. They, this, I think this is going to be their last season. Smallville, for all you Smallville fans.
Smallville fans?
Smallvillians. You can point me on that. Yeah, I believe this is going to be their last season, which I think is good and bad. I think they're kind of, a lot of them are ready to move on and do some, a lot of them already have, as you know. I think Tom and Allison are the only ones left on the show. But as some of you might know, Tom's a good friend of ours. So working with him was fun, because it's like working with your buddy. It was like working with Jared. So it's always nice to get along with the people that you've worked with. Kristen, I played her boyfriend for some of those who don't know that show. I played Kristen Crook's boyfriend, I guess, on the show, and she, what a beautiful girl, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was not hard to look at, and very, very sweet, very quiet.
Yeah.
Was always buried in a book, which I'd sit across the room and just admire.
The book. Admire the book, of course.
Admire the book, yes. The book. No, but she was a very, very, very pleasant person to work with, and it was a very nice set. And Michael Rosenbaum as well, and Alice, all of them were great. My mic's cutting out again, but so yeah, thank you for the question.
Okay, Jared, also I have...
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Also I have congratulations for you for your job in the Friday the 13th remake.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah.
second question better than the first one. What about Friday the 13th?
Brilliant.
First, about the mic, you should ask Misha. I think he might be involved in the pranking you with the mic, possibly.
Oh yeah, you're right. Either way, we should mess them. Misha might be trying to. Misha might have been the one to go.
Oh yeah,
He's gone. He's
he's
gone.
an idiot. So.
Another my question.
We love Misha.
On our flight to Germany, we watched Real Ghostbusters just in preparation for the convention. And the first reaction of Dean and Sam, on knowing that this was a convention for Supernatural, was like, okay, what's this crap? And how was your first reaction when you got to know they're going to do conventions about our show? And second part, aren't you glad it's mostly girls?
Yes. As a matter of fact, we are.
Yes.
No, that's I don't. When was the first convention?
The first convention,
The first one I did was in England,
season.
season 1. After season 1, you were not there.
No.
I don't know. Where
Was
were
it a
you?
convention or was it a?
It was. It was like Supernatural Smallville convention. It was the first one. It was in England, and I was there. Yeah, I remember that one very, very specifically because I got attacked, which is hilarious. A little scary, but hilarious.
I had the opposite reaction. The first one I did, you hadn't done. I did one in Los Angeles, and I didn't have any idea what conventions were about. They were just like, hey, you know, some people would like to talk and take a picture and maybe sign an autograph or something. It's like, great. But I went to it was like a big science fiction convention. I forget what it was called. I remember a lot of people from Lost were there, and Lost was gigantic. It was enormous. And so, like Evangeline Lilly and a few of the other big stars from Lost were there. And then I remember I got up on stage right after the Lost people, and it was like, who the hell is this guy? I'm on Supernatural.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's laughing now?
Which character you play on Lost? Yeah, I know, yeah. Thanks to y'all guys. So thank y'all. But as soon as we found out, I kind of grew with conventions, and it's been a nice sort of like stepping stone to recall what's been going on, like to see fans and to remember that like this show's making a difference and people are excited. And people are meeting new friends, and we see people who are like, we met 3 years ago at Chicago Convention, and we're like best friends. We've been on like 4 vacations since then. Like, rad, like what a cool thing. And then to kind of realize that it has something to do with what you do, you know, for 16 hours a day, 9 months out of the year, it's really flattering and really cool. And I remember when we read the episode, we were like, no way, totally like gonna make fun of ourselves, which we love. We love when we get the opportunity. Because Supernatural, as y'all know, I've been Satan, I've died, he's died, we've killed a bunch of things. So it can be so like gloomy and dark that it's fun to like kind of wink at the audience and show appreciation for all y'all who have made the show keep going.
And it's, yeah, it really is nice to look out over a crowd like this, you know, and have people admire what you do. And I think that as, you know, as performers, we need to be reminded of that, because we don't work on stage, we don't work on Broadway, we don't have an audience. Which is a good thing, apparently. Yeah, we don't have an audience like, you know, theater actors where you get that immediate feedback. So we're basically playing to a camera and hoping that somebody's watching. So doing things like this really remind us that, you know what, somebody is watching, somebody does care.
Yeah.
And that's nice.